let's talk about one of the oldest, most profound questions ever asked. And now it has nothing to do with your GPS. We're diving into Pastor James M. Gbolo's book to ask, where are you? Not where you are on a map, but where you are inside, spiritually and relationally. So let's just start right there with that one question. When you hear it, your first thought is probably, well, I'm at home or I'm in my car. But as the book points out, that's not really the point, is it? This question is more like an invitation to check in on your relational location, to really see how close or maybe how far you feel from where you're truly meant to be. You know, when this question was first asked way back in the Garden of Eden, it wasn't because God was playing hide and seek. He knew exactly which bush Adam was behind. This wasn't a question for information. It was a question for connection. It was God's way of reaching out and asking, hey, what's going on in your heart? Okay, so to really get a handle on how we hide today, we actually have to go all the way back to the original blueprint. It all started with just one act of disobedience, but that one act kicked off this whole chain reaction that, believe it or not, we're still repeating thousands of years later. It all began with a couple of fig leaves. So the book breaks down this whole process, this retreat into hiding, into a really clear 5-step sequence. First comes disobedience, and bam, the relationship is instantly different. That leads right into shame, that awful, sinking feeling of being exposed and vulnerable. So what's the next move? A cover-up. The original fig leaf, right? It's our attempt to fix ourselves. But then, the sound of God approaching triggers fear, this absolute panic of being caught, which leads to that final step, hiding. We just retreat into the shadows. And you can hear it, right from the source. Adam's own words lay it all out. He heard the voice, he felt fear because of his shame, his nakedness, and what did he do? He hid. He was totally convinced that his new, messed up condition was way bigger than God's commitment to him. So how does this ancient pattern actually show up in our lives today? I mean, we're not literally grabbing leaves anymore. Instead, we're weaving our cover-ups from the very fabric of modern life, creating these super sophisticated hiding places that, honestly, are often seen as normal, even something to be proud of. Our first modern fig leaf? Busyness. The book calls it the ultimate camouflage, and it's brilliant, isn't it? We just pack our calendars so full that we create this illusion of purpose and importance. It's an amazing defense mechanism that keeps us way too busy to ever have to face that quiet, simple question, where are you? And then there's distraction. It's the constant noise we use to plug up every single empty moment. Endless scrolling, nonstop podcasts, binge-watching shows. We are terrified of silence. And why? Well, because silence leads to thinking, and thinking leads to self-reflection, and that just might reveal the very person we're trying so hard to hide from. And finally, we have performance. See, back in Adam's day, he hid from God's eye. Today, we hide in plain sight. We do it behind these carefully polished digital versions of ourselves on social media. We create a highlight reel, always winning, always smiling, so we can collect likes and comments, using all that external validation to cover up our internal shame. But here's the thing. Busyness, distraction, performance, they're just the symptoms. They're not the real issue. To understand why we feel this deep need to run and hide, we've got to look at the root cause. And the book points to two powerful forces that drive us: shame and fear. Now, it's so important to get the difference between these two. Shame is the voice of identity. It doesn't whisper, I did something bad. No, it screams, I am bad. It attacks your very core. Fear, on the other hand, is the voice of consequence. It's that primal survival instinct that yells, I'm in danger, and makes you run for cover to protect yourself from getting judged. So shame leads to self-condemnation, and fear leads to self-protection. And when you put those two together, they build what the book calls an internal prison. It's the state of being completely paralyzed spiritually. Shame is the part that convinces you that you deserve to be there, that staying hidden is the right thing to do. And fear? Fear acts like the guard, patrolling the walls, telling you that trying to escape is just way too risky. So you stay put, you stay stuck. But here is the most important point of all. We are not powerless in this. We actually have a choice. We can choose to stay in that prison we built for ourselves, or we can choose to be found. And making that choice starts with tearing up the false contract that shame and fear tricked us into signing. The one that says our value is all based on our performance. Getting out of this prison means a huge shift in our thinking. It means finally realizing that our worth isn't tied to our last success or our latest failure. The book makes it clear. Our true identity is rooted in something much more permanent, in purpose. And our position with God is a gift of grace, not something we can earn by hustling harder. Our weaknesses, they don't disqualify us. They don't change God's mind about us one bit. So ultimately, if you take away just one thing, let it be this. Your truest location, the actual state of your heart, is a choice. It's a choice you get to make every single day. You can choose the prison of performance and hiding, or you can choose the freedom that comes from stepping out from behind all those modern fig leaves and just being present. So, to bring this all into the real world, here's a simple, but I promise you, profound challenge that gets right to the heart of the book's message. Sometime this week, find just 15 minutes of real, uninterrupted silence. That means no phone, no music, no distractions. Just create a little space to stop performing, stop running, and give yourself a chance to honestly answer that question for yourself. Where are you?